Hello everyone, I'm Black Marvin, and today is a good day because one of my favorite tools just got an update. Pigments 3 is among us, and I'm gonna do an overview of the new features. And alongside, I'm gonna create a Psytrance preset with those new features. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we'll find out. So let's do this. I'm gonna start with the first feature, which in my opinion is one of the biggest addition, and it's the Harmonic Engine. Basically, the Harmonic Engine is additive synthesis. You might know some additive synthesizer like Loom 2 or Armor. A good mindset to have when you work with the Harmonic Engine is kind of imagine that you are sculpting your sound. Instead of having your waveform that is just there, you can really shape the harmonic content that is in your sound. This sounds like a regular saw wave, but if you start tweaking some parameters, it alters the harmonic content. The biggest tool right here is some spectral morph that you can do. There's a bunch here. Here I chose signal and move for the second one. And by using the depth, I'm gonna start sculpting the sound. This additive synthesis sound, it's gonna be really sometimes it's gonna feel glassy or tubular. Yeah, like Armor or Loom. This is it can result into some nice textures and nice glassy, almost like sometimes rubbery sounds. And just by moving some of the parameters around, I already have like inspiration. I think, especially as a Psytrance producer, just moving some of these parameters would result into some nice textures. So I might just do that for the sake of demonstration. So I assigned LFO1 here, and this is how it sounds. So that's an overview of the Harmonic Engine. There's a lot of parameters, but basically, like I said, you're going to sculpt your sound. Stay tuned on this channel because I'm going to do a deeper video on the Harmonic Engine. And now I'm going to move on to the other new features. If you take a look at Pigments interface, you can see it changed. And now there's a utility engine, which is really cool. You have another oscillator that you can add, another analog oscillator. And you have these two noises. There's the filter here, the tune. So basically almost like a sampler, similar to the sampler in Vital or Serum. The way I would tend to use it is this. If you go into that transient folder and you're working on a percussive lead, you have basically a bunch of transients that you can add to the sound. I'm going to turn off the Harmonic Engine just for the demonstration of this one here because in the preset I'm heading towards, this is not really relevant, but let's say you're working on leads, synths, and you want those to be like percussive and add a bit of transient richness. You have all these right here. So imagine you just have a nice plug, but you think you want to have more click to that plug. Now you have these noise that are accessible and they are easy to layer and they make really good transient addition to your sound. And just for the sake of the demonstration, I can maybe just bring it in with my sound right here. It adds a little snap at the beginning. I like that. In order to show the features, I just have to move from left to right in the synth because now we are in the filter section. Here you can find the Jup-8 filter, which is a new filter. It's another of those legendary filters that you have. And I remember when Pigments 1 came out, one of the strengths of the synth was the filter. They already with the first version, they were sounding, they had a nice analog sounding to it. And now they are bringing even more of these. You had the SEM, you have the Matrix one, the Mini one, and they all have their specific behavior. But now you have the Jup-8, which is going to be really nice for those who are looking for those to emulate more of these analog synthesizer sounds. Let's see if I can add it in my demonstration preset right here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the transient kind of goes away with that, but you know, I don't really mind the transient. It was just for demonstration, so I'm gonna focus on that little zappy sweep from the harmonic engine. So I'm gonna give that assign function one to the filter. Why the function and not an LFO is the really because the function I have direct access to the course. Yeah, I like that. A bit more even. This is how it sounds at this stage. I really like that texture it gave. It's a really nice zap. It reminds me of some sounds I've already heard, but it has a really unique texture and I like it. Moving on to the effects section, first thing you're gonna notice is that the interface changed, and now you can access those effects group this way. You still have those, you know, FX A and FX B group, but now they are layered that way. Apparently, also they made changes to the FX routing of the FX bus, but I'm not gonna cover these in this video. In the FX section, there's 4 new FX. You have the Multiband Compressor, and you're gonna recognize this one if you've played with Vital recently or if you've ever played with Serum. It is an aggressive compressor and it is gonna smash the sound, but it sounds pleasing. And all those details and all those sounds that had a silent volume, it's gonna raise all those really louder. And usually it sounds pleasing, but you should maybe use it with moderation. So we're gonna apply it on our sound. So remember 15 seconds ago when I told you it sounds pleasing? I'm just gonna do an A/B and just listen to all the zippy, the textures and the details it brings up, and I'm quite impressed because it does so in a very controlled fashion. The thing is, with the multi-band in Serum and even in Vital, you kind of have to really know how to smash the sound properly, if I can say that. But this one, I'm kind of impressed just by I'm just adding it. I didn't touch anything. I just drove the amount all the way up, and it sounds quite good. And let's say I wanted more of those high frequency details, I can raise that parameter here. You can change the compressor mode from above and below to above only. Basically, the above mode would act more as a ceiling behavior if you want to control your sound. And the above and below mode is really going to have that expanding behavior. And this is what really gives that smashed sound feeling. Another effect that might end up being really Psytrance friendly is the pitch shift delay. This is quite well defined because it is a delay with a pitch shifting aspect to it. So I'm going to start by giving it a lot of feedback, removing a bit of the low frequency and the high frequencies. And we're going to listen. Yeah, I'm going to go with a sure value, which is going to be, let's say, 1.8 dotted. And I'm not going to bring in the pitch shift aspect yet, but after we're going to test that. I like it. And then, you know, why not go add an octave of pitch shift? Damn. Okay, this is really cool. I'm gonna add more feedback and why not a bit of stereo offset. Wow, this is quite impressive and very Psytrance friendly. So yeah, this is the pitch shift delay. The third effect is the chorus June 6, and you've guessed it, this one is coming from an analog emulation again. And I really like those aspects. And what's really cool is that you're gonna end up with different chorus with you know, different chorus behavior. So you can either have a favorite one, and if you're looking for a specific behavior, you're gonna know which chorus to go. This one adds some nice content and a nice spread. I'm gonna cycle through the preset quickly. Let's go with large. Intense. Yeah, it's a nice addition to the synth. It's not a major one. To me, it's hard to compete with these two. But, oh yeah, also, why not try just getting this guy behind the delay? So that's a very common trick. You know, bring in the multiband at the end. So this is really going to, everything that is delayed. Like I said, this is smashing the sound, and all those lower levels are going to be brought up. So let's bring this one after and listen to the difference. Yeah, you can really hear how the delay is much more present. I would say almost too much to my taste, so I'm going to bring it back there. But yeah, you need to be aware that if you use that multiband in your chain, it's going to smash everything that is before this guy. We have the BL20 Flanger. Again, it's the algorithm from an analog emulation. If you look, Arturia already you have the BL20 Flanger, like a standalone plugin with much more complex possibilities, and same for the June 6 chorus. So it sounds like this. And finally, just for the sake of having a nice preset, this is not the new effects, but I'm going to go with the tape echo. This one came out, I think, around the Pigments 2 version. And I think it's going to go really well with the sound we already have. A bit of ping pong. There's also 64 new wavetables that you can find in that Pigments 3 folder right here. And they really have nice metallic sounds to it. That's what they say. And it's going to be some nice building blocks for you. I'm just going to disable my other part of the sound, and we're going to check this one, for example. You know, that's a good sign when you just you can keep your effects chain and just swap in a new wavetable in there. And there's also 200 presets, so that's always nice if you want something quick. And usually the presets in Pigments are of really good quality. So that's it. I'm really happy how my preset turned out. I'm also really happy that Arturia is continuously putting some new content into Pigments 3. It was already a nice synth at first, but it keeps getting better and better. So if you don't have it already, I think it's a safe bet for you to get it. Also, like I mentioned in the video, I'm going to do a deeper video on the Harmonic Engine. So if you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to do it. You don't want to miss that video. And if you need mentoring and coaching or one-to-one lessons, I'm building a community of students on Patreon, and it's growing almost day by day. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to check it. The link is in the description. And until then, I will see you in another video. Cheers.